in a relationship with your significant other, part of them being a significant other is they also being a provider. However, with this concept of getting the bag, women are dispersing their body physically with various men at the same time in pursuit of getting the bag. Two different concepts. And not to say that a relationship is perfect because, okay, you make sure the guy is a provider in it. He might not be a good communicator, but he can work on that. And even his financial status, if it's not the greatest, it could become the greatest. He should be aspiring to be something or be more if it's at a place where it's not satisfying. But when you as a female, you're sitting back, and this is through all races, where you're sitting back and you're estimating a man spend a certain amount of money based on how much you exert physically. You have to be mindful of your emotional wellness. How much of you does that take away from? Does that pull away from you being a sincere person? Because you can get lost and do things to make sure that you secure the bag. So then it becomes a performance. Now you become so good at it, it's a ritual. Now, after becoming a ritual, it's not needed for you to be the real you to anyone because of the upfront perks that you have from being a certain woman in a ritualistic way. You have to think of life in the sense of chess and not checkers. You have to be 5 steps ahead of your current decision. The rippling effects. Where the bag at? If a guy is paying your rent, if a guy is buying you these Louis Vuitton shoes, these Gucci glasses, and then you got 5 or 6 guys doing the same thing, that takes a lot, both physically and emotionally. And the heart, I could dare to say, breaks. Because you're so much more than your physical. You're so much more than your physical. It has gotten to the point now that people are literally making money based on their body. That's all they have to be known for, and they make sure everything's taken care of. And I can definitely say that there are high percentages of women that are focused like that. Where the bag at? How much are you going to spend on me because I extend myself physically? I guarantee within that group, it's a lot of emotionally unavailable women, a lot of emotionally wounded women, a lot of emotionally bitter women. And they got themselves to the point that, okay, Love is way more expensive on the emotional realm because it hurts. So I might as well detach myself emotionally from even caring about a person and just really seeing what they can do for me. But you have to ask yourself, is that going away from the true self? Something that you got to think about. Is that pulling away from the true self? And this is men too. Men too, in the pursuit of obtaining money. You might not extend yourself sexually, though some men do. And you have to apply the same rules. You have to dive into the process the same way. Money does equate to freedom. Freedom to do a lot of things. But you don't want to lose yourself in the pursuit of doing a lot of things. Being set apart. You can be set apart and set alone. Yeah, you're above all the rest of the guys around you as a man. Yeah, you're above all the rest of the girls around you as a woman. However, are you alone? At the end of the day, when a creature comforts ain't making little sparkles in your eyes and getting you emotionally on a honeymoon state, all giddy, after that dies down, how do you feel? Where are you at emotionally? It's okay in the process to check yourself and say, whoa, this is not making out. This is not making out to be who I really am or who I really want to be. It's okay to get to a point and say, I'm lost and I need to get back. It's never too late to say, this is too much. There are women underneath my voice. There are women across the world that are subjecting themselves to physical abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse in pursuit of getting the bag. And it starts off one way and it escalates in a way that you never thought. But I guarantee when you start shifting your thoughts and thinking in the realm of chess and not checkers, you don't think about just the next step. You have to think about the next 3 steps after that. You have to. Because your heart is at stake. Your well-being is at stake. You don't want to be an older woman, emotionally scattered. Not only will people not know you, you won't know you. You'll have so many people walk in and out your life. Emotionally scattered as a man. You have so many people walk in and out your life to the point that you can't even look at yourself and say you know yourself. So you have to be mindful of that. Now on the flip side, I get the bag. It's about you setting goals out and focusing on getting it. Whether 20 people are in your life, 2 people are in your life, whether people support your goals, your mission, whether people are after the same thing you're after. You secure the bag. You get the bag. And you don't lose yourself. In this life, you can have it abundantly, but you have to play your cards right. You don't want to put your soul on the table and gamble it and trust it to people that don't even trust themselves for themselves. And here it is, you gamble your soul. Well, at least I got this one paying this, and this one paying that, and this other guy playing that. You don't know what comes with that money. It might require you to be exclusively theirs. And so you running around dealing with different men, or you running around and dealing with different women. And you can't control the way people respond to their pain. And they look at how much they're investing financially, and it might make them go berserk. That's why there are acts of violence. That's why people walking around confused. Set goals, work on them. It might be a little harder than projecting your body, but it'd be definitely more fulfilling, because then you don't have to answer to no one. You don't have to meet their expectations. You don't have to look for an expectation in return to be met. Where the bag at versus I get the bag. It's a dangerous game. One thing you miss on TV, one thing you miss on the radio, one thing you miss in certain people conversations. It's a dangerous game. And though you might not be physically assaulted, you might be emotionally assaulted. And if you're not emotionally assaulted, you might grow to be emotionally mute. You might put yourself in a posture where you can't even reach the goals that you really want. You want to be in a loving relationship. You want to be committed. But you've been in a posture of looking at men in a certain way, or looking at women in a certain way. That it literally costs you what you really want in the future. In this type of lifestyle, where the bag at, if you as a man and you're constantly extending a lot of money to different women, you can very much well lose yourself emotionally as well. And it gets to a point where you don't look at women as humans. You objectify them. And you start thinking, well, as long as I have a certain amount of money up front, I could be guaranteed a certain activity. But at the end of the day, when the lights go off and there's no one around, you really want a companion. You gotta stay true to self in pursuit of everything that you want in life. You have to. This Where the Bag At concept by City Girls, by some of these famous artists,